Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never watching with me. EGTN. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of listening to EGTN. No, you're not. Every now and then I get a little bit nervous that the dick jokes won't get in. Ha ha. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified, and then I hear the Mephisto joke, and I need you fucking now tonight. And I listen to you both more than ever. I messed that one up. And if you only nerk me tight, we'll be listening to EGTN. And we'll only be nerking it right, because we'll always be nerking together.
Yeah, right. Dang it, I wasn't.
That didn't.
Did it come out? Apparently, there's a lot of.
You sit on your nuts.
I tried. And I failed miserably.
Oh, welcome to EGTN, or Every Man's Guide to Nerddom, where we are two 30 to 40-something-year-olds who talk about pretty much whatever we want. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. And you guys can also catch us online on the Twitches, typically Saturday nights, doing some spooky, indie, cheap horror games that turn out to be a whole lot of fun.
That are terrible.
They're terribly. It's like watching a bad, old B horror movie. Like, this is so bad, I can't stop watching.
You can't. So we played a really crappy fun one last night. Best $6 or $8 I've spent in a while.
Yeah, Doc will figure out the math on that eventually.
Eventually. Does Doc listen?
I think so.
Well, Doc, if you do, you'll finish. You'll figure out that 2 + 2 + 2 + 2 at some point
is 8 plus tax. plus tax. So yeah, but yeah, you can catch Chris at Twitch at GUYVERUNT01 Guy Reunit 1, and mine's a lot simpler. It's KSIG, K_SIG. So catch us, hang out. It's fun, good times.
It's fun. So today we are doing our next Nerkie on What If, the What If series. This is an episode 2 called What If T'Challa Became a Star-Lord.
Bum, bum, bum.
Kyle, what is a Nerkie?
So a Nerkie originally was supposed to be a nerd quickie. So we started doing these to kind of fill in between some of the original content stuff where we're going to go over briefly, MCU movies and like a bunch of different things as they were coming out and review those as they come out. Do a little quick 10-20 minute things. And then we realized that we can't do that. And they turn into
typically stamina.
Yeah, typically twice the runtime of whatever the content is that we're covering. So if you guys want a quick overview, this ain't it. We take these episodes. We've done it with WandaVision. We've done it with Falcon the Winter Soldier. What else have we done? We're done Bad Batch. Like so many.
WandaVision.
WandaVision was our first one. And we break them down scene by scene. So you guys kind of we look for little Easter eggs. These are a little different though. The What If ones
are way different
because they're their own thing, and it's pretty cool. Like
there's no backstory on it.
There's not really a whole lot of. I mean, there kind of is a little bit up to a point, because up to the point where everything changes, but then after that, it's just all wide open. It's like whatever the hell Marvel wanted to do with this, and they're cool. They're really cool. This one was really cool because there's. You have, and you can tell from reading the title. So, like what Chris said, what if T'Challa became Star-Lord? But there's always, the last episode, there was a secondary twist in it, at least one.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe 2 if we really wanted to count all of them. This one had the big what if that's obviously there in the title. But then there was a couple of other secondary things, like with Thanos and all this. It's cool. So, yeah, buckle up. If you haven't watched the episode yet and you don't want to be spoiled, go watch it, come back and listen. you don't give a shit, Chove. Just keep on listening.
Chove.
Mhm.
So with that, we're gonna start it. Roll credits. You're gonna see us looking off because, like I was saying,
Oh yeah, yeah. If you guys are watching the YouTube and not listening, if you're actually looking at our faces for some god awful reason, we usually have it pulled up on. I have it pulled
It's
up
your
on second
fault.
screen. Chris does the same, and so we're looking off. We're watching this as we go through. So
here's what's different on this one already from the first one. This one's 34 minutes long.
this is a longer one.
So first we see the Watcher telling like he does in all the rest of them in the comics, you know, I'm the guide to the multiverse. I can
Mhm.
tell you what if.
I
This
think he's
was
got Deadpool eyes.
he does got Deadpool eyes. I kind of like it.
Mhm.
I liked this one way better than the first one. I liked the first one,
I did too.
but I adored this one. And what I really like about this is they got a lot of the same people from the movies to be the actors.
Yep.
Or the voices in this again.
As many as they and it's not like, oh, we're gonna get as many of the ones as we can, and they get a couple here and there. They get like almost everybody.
It's awesome. So we go to this planet named Morag, and it looks very, very familiar.
Mhm.
Abandoned planet, M31V, and then I could read you the rest of the numbers, but you don't really give a shit.
I care.
But this guy with this mask is walking, and it looks very familiar. Kyle, what did you think when you saw this? Where did you think we saw this from?
This was from Guardians of the Galaxy, like the
Opening scene?
opening scene. Yeah.
And you know, the whole point is it's a infinite possibilities.
Yeah.
Is your destiny determined by your nature or by the nature of your world? That's the whole thing. And we see Star-Lord's mask, see his uniform, but his uniform looks a little different in this already.
Well,
We
now
already
going back
know.
and looking at it, and I didn't notice it until it got pointed out later in the episode that he's wearing the necklace.
Yep. Yeah, isn't it cool?
Mhm.
I didn't either till that was there. And then something else that was different. Kyle pointed this out last episode. You can do hell of a lot more with animation than you can in real life.
Mhm.
Like if you remember, Peter Quill, our Star-Lord, had to put the thing down on the ground that pulled the ball out.
Yeah.
Which was, this wasn't the Tesseract. What was this? This was the Power Stone, wasn't it?
I think so.
You've acclaimed?
I just took a big swig of Red Bull. And
I'm like, did it hurt your feelings that Peter had to put it down on the ground?
so sad about it.
Oh, poor Peter.
No,
He's so weak.
Sad Peter.
And T'Challa, you know, the Star-Lord pulls it. And then we see the guy from the original movie
Mhm.
who comes in, you know, he's go, who are you? What is his name? I'm looking it up real quick.
I need to have IMDb pulled up for this. I'm going to pull up IMDb for this.
We know him from a lot of stuff.
Not OMDB, IMDb. There we go.
You're going to ONDV it.
Mm-hmm.
It
I
is.
think that would be online movie data.
I can never pronounce his name. Digimon Hansu.
Sure.
He was Korath. He has been in a lot of other stuff. Like he was in Amistad, in America, Blood Diamond.
Mhm.
Most recently, he was the Martian Emperor in Invincible, the TV series. He was the Wizard in the Shazam. Also, he reappeared in Captain Marvel as Korath, same guy. But I think it's great. They got his voice, and you know, he's like, "Identify yourself." He's like, "Who, me? I'm just an ordinary junker." It's Star-Lord talking. But there's one name you know me by. He gets his mask back, and there we see T'Challa, which is Chadwick's voice. And he's like, and Korath goes, "Oh, my Star-Lord, I'm a huge fan of your work. I did not recognize you." This is already different. Because if you remember Guardians of the Galaxy, he goes, "Who? Star-Lord, you know."
So he's already got a rep.
And he's got a huge fanboy.
Not to divert too much. I don't know if we. So I was looking to see if Boseman actually was able to record the voice before he passed away. It looks like he did.
Yeah,
That
no,
is
this
him.
was his last one.
And I was looking at the IMDb for What If. I was like, okay, there's Chadwick Boseman, and as Black Panther. I'm like, okay, and it's like 4 episodes.
4.
So he's in 4 episodes.
So he recorded 4. Hey, they probably all did it in one day.
Okay, so these are okay. I read this wrong. Well, I did read it right. And there's the What If T'Challa became Star-Lord, and there's episode 1.5, 1.8, 1.9, and it says Star-Lord, Black Panther, Star-Lord, Black Panther. So that's probably him as Black Panther in those other 3 episodes, not him as Star. Okay. I was like, ooh, they're going to do something cool towards the end, and they still might.
They might. And we get, it's cool we get this from him.
Yeah.
His death, I mean, we talked about this on our State of the Nerd.
Mm-hmm.
But his death hit me a lot harder than others. Just because, he was basically my age when he died.
Yeah.
So and he was an amazing actor. He really was.
Very good. And I think this is a cool last. I mean, you don't want to plan. You can't plan a last thing, but I think this is a really cool
last ride.
Yeah.
So, Star-Lord goes, and we're calling him Star-Lord because that's what he is in this one. He's not the reaction. And then the creature, he's like, hey, stop, show some respect. This is Star-Lord, legendary outlaw, which again, in the first movie, who steals from the powerful, gives to the poor. Should we be bowing? I mean, unless we should be kneeling. And I mean, he's just fanboying it big time.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you are Lord. And he's like, it is not an official title. And he's just laying it on about how much of a fanboy. He's like, I almost wish I didn't have to take this.
It was funny hearing these Star-Lord-esque lines given in a Wakandan accent.
Yes.
Like through the whole thing. I was just like that. It was so good.
And then he goes, it's just that my boss Ronan, super, super intense. I like how they brought comedy to this too. It feels like the James Gunn. And he's like, unless I could join you. He's like, we're all staffed up. He's like, I totally get it, but at least now I get to spar with you. And so they fight.
Mm-hmm. He's like, do I use the gun? Do I not use the gun? What do I do?
Yeah. He's like, no, not a problem. You've got to watch this because it's such an amazing interaction between the two of them.
Mm-hmm. When we talked about last episode, the animation style,
I love this.
Is so good. So good. He hits him. He's like, I didn't mean to hit you.
Yeah, and he's like, this is what we are here for. He's like, do it again. He's like, hit me harder. And he's doing the T'Challa thing too. Mm-hmm. Like thinking 10 steps ahead, backing up. His hands are behind him, and Korath punches that energy cage, and he goes, classic Star-Lord. Just this big goofy grin on his face and passes out.
He was so happy to get beat up by his hero.
Like, wouldn't you be?
Well, I think it would depend. Like in this situation, if that was my hero, then yeah. But if like my hero was, I don't know, Tommy Lee Jones, like, hey, it's so nice to meet you, and then he punches me in the face. Yeah, that'd be different.
Yeah, and then you'd go, ow, that hurt, and he'd look at you and go, I don't care.
Mm-hmm. I don't care. Hear about anything, Tommy?
Well, and then, he's Star-Lord's getting ready to leave, and then he looks, he kind of rolls his eyes, and he picks up Korath and is carrying him out because he wasn't going to leave him there.
No. He's a good Star-Lord.
He's still T'Challa. No matter what timeline, he's still T'Challa. And then he comes out and he's surrounded. And he's like, it would appear, but they're like, you're surrounded. He's like, it would appear, but a Ravager never flies solo. They're all standing there looking at him, just silence. And he's looking annoyed. He's like, I said, a Ravager never flies solo. And then the head guard's like, is that some sort of catchphrase? And then you hear this whistle, constant whistling, and this little thing going through, killing all these guards. And we see Mr. Yondu with his arrow. He's Mary Poppins, y'all.
I love Yondu and his arrow. I like Michael Rooker anyway.
Yeah, he's just a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe this is Michael Rooker, isn't it?
It is.
They made him look exactly like, one guy was kind of groaning on the ground and he whistled again, killed him real quick. And here's an interesting point because we know in the original Guardians, Yondu's all about the money. That's his thing. Here he's like, shouldn't we sell this to he makes a reference to the first movie, basically. Shouldn't we sell this for just an insane profit? And Star's like, we could, or we could use it to jumpstart this dying star and save a whole system. And think of all the good that can be done with that. And Yondu's like, that's my boy. So we know that T'Challa is the adoptive son of Yondu in this. So it's exactly the same.
Exactly the same. And he's still very T'Challa-y. We're probably going to say this a lot. Because T'Challa. Then we got a flashback to Earth Wakanda. Or Wakanda on Earth. I just read it as it popped up. Son of a bitch.
In 88. And we see T'Challa with T'Chaka. And they're talking about the blood of your veins. They're just talking about how
he wants to be an explorer. Like how he wants to see.
You take this, I've got to stop a little person right outside the door.
So he's telling T'Challa, young T'Challa here, how it's like, obviously he's got the blood of an explorer pumped through his veins, that he wants to see the world. He wants to see what's outside of Wakanda. And T'Chaka's telling like, there's nothing out there, but how did he word it here? All you'll find there is destruction and pain. So he's wanting him to basically stay within their bubble. He's trying to explain like it's good here, like you have it really good here. The Watcher, I believe it was the Watcher that came in and said something here. I'm running a little bit behind with it, but yeah, the Watcher says what you call destiny is just an equation, a product of variables. And we see young T'Challa running through the field, throwing a spear. You hear the Watcher, right place, right time, or in some circumstances, wrong place at the wrong time. And T'Challa throws his spear through the force field surrounding Wakanda. This would be a good cover.
Right there.
Where he's holding his spear, looking up at the light glowing down.
Yep.
Yeah. And so he's went outside the boundaries, went outside the walls of Wakanda because he's got that explorer's heart spirit. And Watcher says his fate would have it at that moment a Ravager spacecraft was arriving on Earth to abduct the spawn of the celestial ego. And so they grab not Quill.
Not Peter.
Okay. Grab John. I like this. He's like, you grabbed the wrong kid. He's like, no. Look, 2 see holes, 2 hear holes, and 1 eat hole.
I love that part. And that's Sean Gunn's voice. And then, okay, here's what I like. Here's the other Ravager. Do you remember him from, what was that, 2?
I thought he was in the first one, too.
He was, but he was trying to take over in 2.
Oh, yeah.
What was his name in that?
The bearded one?
Yeah. Wasn't it like Buttface or something?
I'm looking because he'll have to have a Taser Face. No.
That
maybe
sounds right. It was something like that.
Yeah, I think it's Taser Face.
Yep, it's Taser Face.
I love that. I love that name.
Your name is Taser Face? So, yeah, they look exactly like their real counterparts.
Yeah.
They did a great job on this.
I'm looking through all these additional voices and all these. Man, for the most part, they've got everybody.
Everyone back. One person they didn't get, we'll go over when he appears. But
towards the end?
Middle.
Well, there's a couple they didn't get.
Oh, yeah. So the difference is Peter was freaked out. T'Challa is like, this is awesome. He's like, well, my home is made out of vibranium.
Let's go exploring.
Yeah. Yondu's like, you don't seem too freaked out about this, kid.
So, yeah, he's telling like, what are you doing out there? So, exploring, having fun. And Yondu, says, why stop in one world when you can see them all? And like, does the motion, like, look at all this cool shit out here. And so, obviously, he's sucked in. He's ready to go.
And now we're
then-
looking 20
yeah.
years later.
Yep. We get back to the. So what would we be in 98? So this would be like 2008.
Yeah,
Everybody wanna
yeah,
do
that
that?
sounds about right.
Yeah. Well, if they're doing 20 years later. Yeah. See, where are we? I lost track here. They're at a bar
Yep, they're at a bar.
drinking.
It didn't say what bar,
Okay.
but they have Korath with them.
He's so happy to be there.
He is.
Asked him what his favorite heist or anything was, and he's still fanboying hard,
Mm-hmm.
rattling off all these things that they had done. That job paid for Craglin's teeth. So they're just kind of trying to see if there was anything. I didn't catch anything out of here. Oh, except for right here. This is when it happened.
Yep. I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, I was looking for like any cool little throwbacks to anything. It's like, okay, there's kind of
The bank heist.
the bank heist. And then they bring up here, it's like, how exactly did you stop Thanos, the Mad Titan, from decimating half the universe? And you see this giant purple hand come like crashing down, on his shoulder, holding him. And you hear that voice. I'm a big enough man to admit when I'm wrong.
And we see the ball section.
Yep. The Balchinian. The Mad
Balchinian.
Balchinian Thanos.
And what I loved about this was I'm fairly certain that was Josh Brolin.
It is.
Is it?
Yep. So they
They
did
got
get him
Brolin.
to come back and do it. And I don't know, does Thanos look a little smaller?
He looks way smaller.
Mhm.
T'Challa's going to pay for a drink. And what did he say? You see this giant figure behind the bar.
I was trying to see if he does his voice too, and I don't see him.
No, it's not. I don't think it's him. He hands this card over, and then all of a sudden we see Drax behind the bar and says, "Your money is no good here."
I was hoping to see more of him.
And hold on, I'm looking to. Yeah, Michael Rooker. Oh, they actually got John Caney back too. It's T'Chaka.
I don't see who voiced Drax though. They don't.
I am a liar on this other part too that I thought I was right at, but I'm wrong. I'll show you when we get there.
All right.
Shit, they did get about everyone.
They got almost everyone. Yeah, but it doesn't look like they got Drax.
No, they didn't get Dick Batista. Oh, I think Colonel Flynn was General Dick, and that was Bradley Whitford. Last episode?
Yeah. Oh, I see
Eric?
that.
Eric from Happy Gilmore.
What's Bradley Whitford?
That dude has weird balls.
What? Oh, yeah. Is that what you remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. From Happy Gilmore, Eric. The Weasley laugh.
Siri writing credits.
So, but Drax tells him, "Your money is no good here." He's like, "Please." He's like, "No, seriously, we only take cash." He's like, well, I'm sorry, I have cash." He's like, "Wait, you are the Star-Lord." And then, you say my home world from Kree invasion. Here is another different alternative timeline. Since T'Challa became Star-Lord and they were doing good, he saved Drax's planet. Drax's planet was decimated. This is why Drax is here, and he's not bent on revenge. He's like, in fact, let us take a picture to send my wife and daughter, who were both killed by Thanos. Thanos is the
altered Thanos.
He's the sunbathing brother of Thanos. Is Thanos.
He's less purple, more
orangish. He's really into skin cancer.
Yeah, he's like maybe he's less purple, like he's lighter purple.
Light purple.
Oh, okay. I'm glad we paused here because you get a good look at like Drax's tattoos, and I like that they're a little bit more cartoony. Because it is a cartoon, so it's going to be a little bit more cartoony.
Yes,
and you can kind of. Oh, can you make out the detail better on this than you could in the real life?
Oh, 100%. That looks like okay, look at his. If we're looking at the screen, it would be our right, but his left shoulder.
Yeah.
Does that look like a skeleton samurai face? You see like the hat?
Yeah.
And like You see what I'm saying? The two eyes, the nose, the mouth, and like something going down its face.
Talking about his left shoulder.
His left shoulder, all right, yeah.
I was looking at his right shoulder because you can see there's like the flowy, almost it's like either hair or like fire stuff, and then there's like a goatee kind of thing.
Yeah,
and then it's like on a pedestal, and then like on the top, like you can see an eye, and then there's like two little hooks coming off the top, which makes me think that is actually a tattoo of Mephisto.
Oh, fuck off. God bless it. Because did you see me looking forward, like going, I'm looking in longer. Oh, fuck off.
You thought it was going to come at the end of the episode.
I did.
I got pulled a sneaky on you.
Sneaky. Waikiki, sneaky, the cheeky.
Yep.
Okay.
Good, Mikey.
Very good. Good job. If you look at his eye tattoos, so this reminds me of the old Psylocke from the comics when she was doing her TK powers, her telekinesis powers, and it looked exactly like that to me. So I just thought that was kind of a cool little way that they did it.
I'll look here if there's anything from the comics. This is all. It's a deboot. What's this? I see. Well, that is kind of that. Yeah.
That's a selfie. Oh, did you look that up?
Well, I saw like the modern version of her and how they like took some stuffs away.
And then, we should take another one. He said, "You look terrible. I look great." He said, "No, it's fine. It is a truly awful picture of you." So he's still Drax.
Such a great Drax.
And then he goes, then you hear this, "She looks pretty good where I'm standing." And then I knew who that was from the get-go. She has this blonde hair, and then she moved it back and had this swoosh, this metal around her left eye. Mm-hmm. And I could tell it was Karen Gilliam's voice, or AKA Nebula, AKA Amy Pond for those Doctor Who fans.
All you peoples.
Karen Gilliam.
You just pull.
Yeah, I love me some Karen Gilliam.
She is cute. Hey.
Gorgeous. And Scottish.
Oh, I can't do it.
And she goes, Scottish. "Hello, Cha-Cha." She calls him Cha-Cha. Maybe that's what we're going to start calling Chof.
Chof. Or Cho-Cho. No.
Cho-Cho.
No, probably not Cho-Cho. It's too close to some other things.
And then Nebula goes, "Pretty good loot you got here." And then they're just talking about her father. She's like, "You should talk to him. He has changed." Past says he doesn't. "You still wear your past around your neck." And then she pulls his necklace.
I like what he said before. They're like, "You should, he's changed. He gardens now." Talking about Thanos.
Wait, what is that a throwback to?
That was was it in game? Which one was it? It wasn't in game.
That's what it was basically all of them. He said he just wants to, after he gets done, he just wants to basically retire.
Yeah.
And just he wants to farm.
Yeah. And he did for a little bit.
And he did before he got his head chopped off.
Mm-hmm.
Genocidal fuck.
Yeah. He said it's not genocidal because it's random. Which is he kind of makes a point.
He's kind of got a good point.
You make a good point, Mad Titan. Very angry Titan.
Very angry Titan. She says, "You ever think about going back?" And she pulls his necklace, and it's a Wakandan necklace. It's the one he had like in Black Panther.
Yeah.
That's on his uniform. And she's like, they're just chit-chatting now. He's like, "Baba warned that all humans know." Turns out he was right.
Well,
Lost her home.
There was an important thing where he said that Yondu tried to return to me, and my homeworld was, did he say decimated or?
Yep.
Something happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's important later.
Very important. And then she's like, "I have a job for you. This is called the Embers of Genesis." And what'd she say it is?
It's basically super powerful seeds. Like they can be used to terraform an entire planet. Just a very, very small amount.
Ounce.
Yeah. And did they have these in?
I might have been in the comic, but I don't remember them from the movies.
I said I don't remember those from the movie. Been a cool plot line.
And then they're talking. We see Thanos in the background, and I love this part. Koshu goes, "Don't tell Captain Genocide over here. You might spoil his fun." There's Thanos just watching him. He said, "I thought you work alone, daughter. You mean she's your offspring?" And they both go, "Adopted."
Yeah.
I've been trying to get them into counseling.
This child's like, oh yeah, I've been trying to get them in counseling.
So who's the mark? Tannelier? What did they say? Tannelier?
Tavlin? How do you say his name? Tavlin?
I don't remember.
The Collector.
The Collector.
Yeah.
Tavon.
There it is.
Tavon. Tannelier Tavon, the Collector. I thought he looked way better in this than he did in the movie.
Oh yeah, they made him freaking buff.
Huge.
Yeah,
well, and
huge.
That's how he's supposed to be, because in the comics, he's the brother of the Beyonder, who did Secret Wars. He's the brother of what's Jeff Goldblum's character in Ragnarok?
Oh shit.
They're ancient beings.
Yeah. I mean, like a Ragnarok to go Jeff Goldblum. What does Jeff Goldblum want? Ragnarok. I can't even spell Ragnarok. Ragnarok. Fuck. All right, we'll keep on going. I want to find out what it is.
Okay. Yondu talks to him. Yondu's opposed to this. And he said, so long as basically the Collector's involved, we're not. The Collector is dangerous.
Oh, Goldblum was the Grandmaster.
The Grandmaster and the Collector and the Beyonder, they're all brothers. They're an ancient race.
Oh, okay.
I forget what race they are. And T'Challa goes to talk to Yondu. He's like, "We are Ravagers. We did not back down from a fight." And I love this part. And Yondu's like, I know. We steal from the rich and give to the poor. Just like that Earth hero of yours. What was his name? And he said, Robin Leach. He goes, Robin Hood.
Yeah.
And he goes, that's our racket. We've been picking pockets for loose coins. If we want to change the galaxy, accomplish all we set out to do, then it's time we rob the bank, which another big Guardians of the Galaxy reference.
Mm-hmm. I'm still looking to see what race they are because I'm like genuinely curious now.
Mm-hmm. And then next thing you know, Yondu basically says he's in, and Nebula's going around with Cha-Cha here and talking about how the Collector has a thing for exotic flora and fauna. So we know plants and animals. The Embers will be housed with the rest of his conquests here.
Just saying that they're just listing them as like immortals.
Immortals. They're I forget what they are. It's been referenced before.
Yeah. Elders of the universe.
I think that's what it is.
The elders. Yeah, because they're one of the first intelligent beings to exist.
Out of the Big Bang. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think they were before the Big Bang.
Chandler Tyven, also known as the Collector, is one of the elders in the group that rose following the formation of all things.
So right after
longer
the Big
than
Bang.
Almost anyone in the universe. Life force is sustained by their
So next thing you know, we see a mining where is it? Where's his base? A mining colony and a severed head of an ancient celestial being, which we know is Nowhere.
Mm-hmm. With a K.
Nowhere with a K.
Mm-hmm.
And they go down.
It's a head.
It is a head. And all of a sudden we hear Thanos and we see the security screen. It says Thanos. He's got the Black Order doing security. Kyle, where did we see the Black Order? Where are they from?
The Black Order. I'm looking here. I'm trying to remember. Infinity War.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
With the Maw and Proxima Midnight, all of them. And you see the Maw being turned on this little security feed. And Thanos goes, take it from me, they're bad news. How do you plan on sneaking past them? Which is ironic because they used to worship Thanos in our timeline.
Yep. So there's your other little switcheroozy. There's several actually in this episode.
There is. Nebula, I don't, but I'm going to knock on the front door like a lady.
Because she's a lady.
Because I'm a lady. And then we see What was her name?
Um,
He says it a couple times in the way he says it, like Kitana or something.
yeah, it says it weird. We'll get to it when we get to it.
But it's the girl from the original Guardians that ends up killing her. She's like, my master, the collector, this way. The pink girl.
Yeah. So they got approximately midnight, like running security.
Yep.
And they said, they're going to do they're
doing a fake fight outside.
Yeah, we're going to run into distraction. And he's so happy to be a part of it's oh shit, what's his name again? The Fanboy.
Khonshu.
Yeah. It's like so happy to be. He's like, I'm helping. I'm contributing. And so they start the fight. They're like, we have a situation.
I'm contributing.
Yeah. And so they see what I'm trying to remember. Did the collector have I don't think that he did, like the floating boxes. Like
no, he didn't in the movies. Like they were all just on the ground.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a big junk pile. This is very like neat and organized.
Right.
But then as we see, I guess we'll say Star-Lord. It's still hard to say. Chala Lord, whatever. The
Chala Lord. Cha-Cha Lord.
Yeah. Like leaping from, and so if you guys aren't, we're watching it, you've seen it if you've watched it. Like all his collection stuff is in these like floating boxes, like little cells. And so he's going from cell to cell to find everything. But now we get to see the collector, and he's been working out in this version.
Yeah, he's not wearing a shirt, just ripped, and like he looks so much cooler in this. This is more comic accurate.
Yeah, he's older looking in the comics, though, right?
Yeah.
So he's still semi-youthful-ish looking here, like maybe late 40s. Looks old as shit in the comics.
Yeah, he does.
But this is, our MCU version of him. His little beady eye glasses and lots of hair.
Not Benicio del Toro.
Fair. Huh?
Not Benicio. I mean, it is him, but he looks just buff.
Yeah, which Benicio didn't.
And very flamboyant.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, I thought because it didn't sound like Benicio, this is apparently Benicio.
Yeah.
I didn't think it sounded like him.
I think in the opening role, in the opening credits, that it listed who was like had all the names. I thought I remember seeing him. Yeah.
And he's just being the collector to them. Yondu's like, I just soon as get on with this. And he's like, I didn't think I'm old enough to remember when the Ravagers used to be fun. Yondu's like, what can I say? We went straight and got square. And then,
oh, go ahead.
I said, they showed him what they brought. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, I was getting to this part where T'Challa's like walking through and you see some of the things that we saw from the movie. I'm pretty sure the dog was there.
Yep.
The
100%. That's Cosmo.
Yep.
Cosmo is a Russian space dog.
So I'm looking at there's all these silhouettes. Like you actually see some up close and personal that we recognize. I'm trying to figure out what the silhouettes are, but
I don't know what that one looks like. Some sort of.
There's like a mech on our left.
Yeah, mech. You know what that is, right there.
That is it's not one to scroll, or it's
Dark Elf.
Oh yeah, Dark Elf, and those come up later. Ow! A freaking cat just attacked me.
You got pissed. You couldn't remember something.
I can't remember anything today. Like brain is not firing on any cylinders.
And then he's like, and all the suffering for what? And then we see who we did see in the collector's collection in the movie and in the end scene and Endgame. Who is it?
Howard the Duck, voiced by Seth Green, I believe.
Was it really?
I think so. Let me look here.
But I love it. Howard sitting there on his chair with a martini.
I want more Howard the Duck in the MCU.
Oh, I do too. He's like, my guess he's compensating for something big. He's like, or small, if you catch my drift. Howard's making a wiener joke.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, that sir is very close-minded. And he's like, asking Howard, where's the embers? Cosmic Flora down the hall, take a Louis at the Frost Giants and a hard Ralph at the Cronians. You see the sign for Elvis literature? Ignore that. Total snooze. Star-Lord pulls his gun. Howard thinks he's going to get shot.
What was cool about this scene, and it's like really quick. I'm gonna go back. From where he's talking to when he pulls the gun, and then he shoots and lets him out. Like it's a quick 2-scene transition. It's like bam, 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 and it looks like comic panels.
Yep.
If you watch how it does it, and it's really fast.
It is, isn't it?
That. Like.
That does look exactly like a comic panel. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's hard to explain without seeing it, but like the zoom in and all that, like that was really cool and had to be intentional. They're still brawling in the square.
And Proxima Midnight makes her intent known.
That's
Here's
such
what
a
I
cool
didn't get.
name.
Here's what I didn't like. Oh, I love that name. I think she's a great character in the comics. She's a badass. She comes down and like basically electrocutes the area, and Thanos is down on the ground. I don't agree with that part.
That bothered me too. He actually kind of gets worked over a couple times, if I remember right, in this episode.
Maybe he's just a pussy in this universe.
Maybe so. He's got no gauntlet.
I'm okay without the gauntlet, but he was a conqueror. Super strong.
Yeah. Well, maybe he got his dreams crushed and he stopped working out and he put on about 40 pounds.
And then he's like, my daughter hates me. I hate my job.
Hate my job. Daughter hates me.
Need a new car.
Got to fix the dishwasher. Yeah. Go home, mow the yard.
Depressed Thanos.
Yeah. All I want to do is go gardening.
Midlife crisis Thanos.
That would be a great one. Like zero action. It's just,
Midlife crisis Thanos. He just goes home and eats TV dinners.
Yeah. He buys a bunch of polos and a Corvette and just drives around.
And a jean jacket, and then he pulls up to the cosmic like a bar and just pops the collar.
Pops collar, walks in.
Playing The Stroke by Billy Squire.
Well, what are you drinking, Thanos? IPA. Just whatever you got.
You got Pabst?
Got Pabst?
All right.
Yeah. Plays a lot of just oldies on the jukebox. Like, yeah, I remember when this was awesome. just reminiscing Thanos all the time.
Plays Jukebox Hero on repeat.
Yeah. He leaves early. No, he doesn't go to a bar. He goes to a Chili's.
Oh, yeah. No, so Midlife Crisis Thanos pulls up in his Corvette, after driving around for a couple hours, pulls up to the Chili's.
Yeah.
What does Midlife Crisis Thanos order?
Well, he gets the sampler platter, the one that has a little bit of everything.
Right.
Because he's a man of the world now. He does order beer. He gets drunk at his space Chili's and gets in a fight. And he has to go to space jail. His space vet gets impounded. And then he's just really, then he's sad Thanos. Man, I really made some bad choices.
And then he goes right back to being, after he gets out on bail, to Midlife Crisis Thanos again.
Yeah, this is a vicious cycle. That would be a great what if.
I'd watch it. Why not? Marvel, Disney, let us write for you.
Let's do one. We just want to do one. That's all we want to do. It's just one.
Mephisto would show up as his buddy at the Chili's.
Yeah, they go golfing.
Get
drunk on the golf course.
Reed Richards is that one smart friend of theirs.
Yeah. Like they call him up to go like.
He's their DD.
Yeah. They're like, we need to go to the Best Buy and buy a laptop. And then they call up Reed Richards because he's going to help them pick out which one to get because they don't trust the Geek Squad. They share
Disney, let us write for you.
Share a lot of really weird conspiracy theories on Facebook. Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Thanos starts his own space Twitch stream on gardening under just chatting. Just space chatting.
Thanos' corner. Here we have a happy little tomato plant. And we got look at our okras.
Thanos.
Okra's coming in really nice this year. Look at this. Look at
real nice.
Yeah.
Today, special guest star. Say hello to daughter.
Daughter, hi. Let's talk about this bountiful harvest we had. But Thanos, half of your crop died. That was just planned.
That was the plan. It was the plan all along. Half the crop died. We only knew half would survive. It's okay.
Yeah, I really just overplanted, and just like half of them would go. We're really fighting for resources here in the cantaloupe patch.
Disney, let us write for you, please. Next thing you know, the collector's place is going under lockdown. And the collector goes, "Ooh, flashy, flashy. You always know how to bring the fun." And he knows what's going on. Then we see there's a bar in the middle of the collector's place. It goes to lockdown, and Howard goes up to the bar and it's like, "Where are you going? Are you crazy? Happy hour just started."
The bar robot. Let me go back.
That's the end of that.
I was wanting to look back because the bar robot looked familiar. I want to get another look at him.
It looks like one of the droids from Star Wars.
And maybe that's why he looks familiar. Maybe it is. Now it's all canon. It's like an IG. What are they? The IG units.
IG-88.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Oh, that would be cool.
His head's a little more compact and has more eyes.
Well, it could be a modified version. This is a what if.
Yeah, that's true.
How Howard knew where the bar was, though. Like, that's really the only reason he wanted to go there.
You can tell Howard's been out before.
Yeah. Sneaky little mother ducker.
Okay. Now we're in this room with all these ships.
So which ones do you recognize?
Okay. So the one on the left looks like one of the Ravager ships almost.
Mm-hmm.
Looks familiar. The one on the top left, I'm trying to place that one. The one in the middle,
like a submarine instead of a spaceship.
Yeah, it does.
Kind of round.
The one in the middle, that's Nova Corps.
Okay.
From the ones that all linked from the first Guardians.
Okay.
Can't figure out the one on the right. Kind of looks like a mech almost. The one on the bottom right, that looks like
the one that's more in focus.
Yeah, the one that's more in focus. We've seen that one before. I'm trying to place where. I think that's a Wakandan ship.
Well, that's the one that he goes into, isn't it? He goes into a Wakandan ship here. Is that the one?
No, I think the one he goes into is the top right.
Are you sure?
We'll see here in a sec.
The top shelf, those two, the two on the top shelf look, and I know I just made the joke about IG, but those two look very, especially the top right one, very Star Warsy.
So the one on the very right, the little ball, that was the one that Rocket and them used to escape from prison.
Okay.
And that might be a Quinjet on the top right. It's hard to tell. Yeah, that might be the one that T'Challa escaped and the one that you and I are talking about. Yeah. And I can't place that one in the middle. I guarantee you we've seen all these somewhere before, though.
Yeah, I thought the roundish one was. I
guess
he not, because he goes past it.
But we've seen that somewhere before. I just can't place where. Yeah, because T'Challa's necklace starts glowing. And then, see, there's that one.
Okay.
I want to say that other one, that round one, it had to have either been in Guardians or Black Panther.
I'm looking to see if anybody's already found it while you go over.
Okay. I want to say that's Black Panther. But yeah, this says it's a Wakandan spacecraft. His necklace is glowing, activates it. He walks in and it just powers up with all the Eldritch signs on there. I love how Wakanda does science and technology. And I like the little dummies that are in there. And you notice what their costumes are?
Let me go back here. Oh, they're Wakandan.
Not just Wakandan, but look at them.
Oh, it's the what's the special
Major.
guard? The what?
Dora Major.
Yeah.
You pronounce it? Like his his personal guard. Oh, can you unpause it? Mine's like, I might have to.
Oh, there we go. Can you pause and start now?
Yep. There we go.
I'm just looking to see if anybody has anything on those spaceships. There's a lot of other stuff.
I recognize most of them.
Let me see here. I'm gonna try to find another. What if episode 2?
Star-Lord sees this hologram pop up in the middle behind him. He turns and it's T'Chaka, and he's like, "My son T'Challa, Crown Prince of Wakanda, was abducted from Earth by an alien spacecraft." It shows a young picture of T'Challa. If you have any information regarding his whereabouts, we ask that you respond to this homing beacon. So this is basically a space milk carton. He's like, And T'Challa, if you're out there, you're one bright burning light in the night sky of billions. What his dad's told him before. We will search every last one of those until we find you on this planet or the next. So it was kind of touching. The space milk carton went out.
Okay, here we go. I found the spaceships things. Collider had something about it. I thought that looked like an X-wing. They said that as T'Challa sprints through the space garage full of ships, what appears to be an X-wing from the Star Wars universe can be seen parked in the background. During press for What If, writer A.C. Bradley revealed that while she wanted to include Star Wars characters in the series, Disney told her that they're not her toys. In addition to the apparent X-wing, Captain Marvel's jet, Ant-Man's quantum ship, the Xandarian ship, the Grandmaster ship, and one of Ronan's necrocrafts. So that's what's all there.
That's the necrocraft. Which one was the? Okay, there's the necrocraft, and then the. Oh, that might be it. The Grandmasters. That's where we've seen it.
Yeah.
Okay. Next thing you know, T'Challa has a gun pulled on him, and it's Nebula. She's like, "Sorry, Cha-Cha." She double-crossed him. He gets thrown into a cell with all the rest of them, and you see Khonshu, and he's like, "Oh, T'Challa, it's time for one of your famous escapes." And T'Challa's just pissed. He's like, "You lied to me. You told me my homeland had been destroyed, my family killed. How is that protecting me?" And Taserface like, "Oh, family stuff." And he says, "Sometimes you need to tell a lie just to see the truth. You're just like me, T'Challa." He's like, "I am nothing like you." He's like, "You're an explorer, Star-Lord. And for people like you, like us, the past ain't nothing but a prison," which he's right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't belong down there with them. You belong up here with us, with your family. T'Challa's like, "You're not my family. You never were." He's hurt.
He's hurt bad. You cut me deep, Yondu.
He goes, "Damn, that hurts."
Mm-hmm.
And then you see one of the black guys. I can't remember his name. He's married to Proxima Midnight, though.
Woo!
He's like, he's the dark elf looking one. He's like, the collector's ready to see you. Next thing you know, he knocks him out, and T'Challa wakes up in a cage. And he's sitting there with his little girl,
just brooding over that he's captured him. And
yep.
And I like how he brought up like, I hate drama. The Glider's like, "I hate drama," and he's like, "Your outfit suggests otherwise."
Yeah, he's just a big drama queen.
Mm-hmm.
And okay,
go ahead. Like what T'Challa said, where I come from, history doesn't take too kindly to men who like, how do you word it exactly? Like people who lock men in cages.
On those who lock men in cages. Yep.
Yeah.
And you see Pinky kind of just this light, this beacon of hope appears in her face. Because you remember she died in our universe.
She makes it. Yeah, she makes it.
Yeah, and he tells them all to dissect them and use them for parts.
He just grinned. He's like, "Yes, get to do some choppy shit."
And I love this part. Next thing you see, we're back in there. You see, hold on. You describe this part because I'm trying to find his name.
Okay. There is, let me go back here a little bit.
I don't know why I can't think of his name.
So say, whose name are you trying to think of? Which one?
The Proxima Midnights.
Oh. So we're back to the cell. The door beeps.
Corvus Glaive.
You see Nebula walking in. Thanos, is like, "Daughter of mine." And then Fanboy hops in. "How could you do this? Double cross this to my best friend T'Challa?" Nebula pulls a gun, turns, shoots the guard. And, then he's like, "Well, I guess there's two sides to every story." And she says, "I'm here to rescue you." Yondu, brings up, he's like, "Well, it's not like you to change your mind." She's like, "I didn't. This was the plan the whole time." So it's like a triple cross. She brought up that she had a debt with the collector and it's time to collect. This is a flashback when she's talking with T'Challa. And so this was the plan all along to get him in closer. They just didn't let everybody in on the
And
plan.
settle
but,
her debt.
but this is her way to settle her debt and get the embers both. So like classic Star Wars.
He's like, he's my best friend. And yeah, like Kyle was saying, this is just all a big elaborate ruse.
Mm-hmm. Great old triple cross. Well, she did get the embers though.
Yep. Hot damn, you guys are good.
And so
and they're like,
yeah, there's like, what's his, what about T'Challa, or what are we gonna do? So he's keeping his escape plan close to his chest, and then he pulls his necklace off. We cut to him in the cage, and he has his claws. What are they called exactly?
It's just his necklace, his panther claws.
Is it panther claws? Yeah, retains his panther claws, and yeah, bust out of the glass, busting glass and kicking ass,
busting glass. So he pulls a very Black Panther move while he's jumping up, but then the Maw catches him.
Yeah.
And, eventually T'Challa escapes.
Meets up with the Collector.
Collector punches him with, if you notice, it's like a gauntlet.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what that was exactly. Like, I thought when he first
it looks like Thing's hand.
It kind of does look like Thing's hand. He calls it something. He explains to him what it is. I think here in just a second. Yeah, packs quite a wallop. Hacked it off the carcass of a terribly...
Oh! Cronin. That's what it is.
Okay, so do you want to explain that?
It's like Korg, his hand, a Cronin.
Okay.
Cronian. Like, Korg from Endgame. The one who goes, oh, Noob Master's back. The guy who played Deadpool, or, in Deadpool, the new commercial.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Those the one that was playing PlayStation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Xbox.
I thought he was playing a PS4. And like, this is in the future.
I want it to be an Xbox.
All right, fine. Just retcon the whole damn series. So I'm pretty sure that was the joke. Like, he was playing a PS4, but it's supposed to be in 2028. And they're like, oh yeah, still can't get a PS5 in 2028.
Because they're still on back order.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the Collector takes off his robe. Dude is stacked and pulls down this.
Oh, we got to go back.
Case. Yep. It's such an awesome picture. Okay.
Well, I was trying to pause because he pulls a box down. He's like, there's plenty more we can play with. And this weapons crate drops. And there's so many things in here.
Yep. Okay. Start going through them.
Okay. So we have, I got a pause right here. Or a screenshot that's better. You have Captain America's shield.
Yep. You
have Mjolnir, Mew. What else is in here? Loki's daggers are in there.
Yep.
There's a necro sword.
Some sort of antenna.
Some antenna. There's a couple more swords. I'm trying to see what else. You don't see it. Okay, we'll see that here in a second.
I guarantee you we've seen most of these. Looks like maybe an Asgardian sword.
Maybe.
Here, you keep going. I'm going to look this up.
I've got it pulled up here. I'm just trying to find a better explanation of the list. Nobody really breaks it down super well of what all is in there. Just like
that's why you're listening to EGTN.
Mm-hmm. So what else is there? There is. Let me see here. A dagger forged in the matter taken from the Dark Elves. So which dagger is that? Loki's dagger? That's not Loki's dagger he's holding.
Let's see. Wearable arm, the skin of a Cronian. Korg, he releases the arm, blah, blah, blah. That dagger is the Dark Elves dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Hela's helmet.
Yep. He'll pull out here in a minute. And was that her necro sword?
Yeah, that was the Collector can manifest necro swords. Yep. And then Loki's daggers are in there. Oh, the necklace is the Eye of Agamotto from Doctor Strange.
I don't even see the necklace.
Apparently we'll see it here in a little bit. A
Okay.
sizable curved sword resembles the one that Sylvie wields in Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Larger, wider sword. Oh, that's what it looks like. Half the weapon Thanos fights with in Endgame.
Okay. So he's got all the cool stuff, but this raises some very big questions on what's going on in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first off, Thanos is just a slightly agitated Titan now. He's not as mad. You know, he didn't get to do his genocide, but where are the rest of the Avengers in this universe? 'Cause if
Apparently
the Shield-
collected.
all this stuff, yeah. But what caused it to happen?
So
How did it happen?
does that mean that T'Challa was the one that stopped it from happening on Earth?
Probably. Well,
That's what I'm going for.
you would assume that they're probably all dead though. Because why else would he have everything from the event? Like he would have had to bottom at some point.
Right.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like in the regular
Yeah.
in the regular universe, not in this one.
No,
So
in the
without
regular
him-
universe.
Without him there, without a Black Panther on Earth, the Avengers fell.
The rest of the universe is doing well, but Earth has fallen.
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
That'd be a cool little thing that they would have done for Boseman as well, is like how much the Avengers needed Black Panther.
They had to have him.
They had to have him, or else boom, you end up in a box with all your weapons. Buddy's arm gets chopped off and used as a boxing glove. Yeah.
Yep, the Hell's helmet is awesome. And I like when he goes, "Oh, that woman had taste."
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
It's very
there's her
unwieldy
necklace.
to try to fight in though, because then you get like it's over your shoulders, and it's kind of fragile. I think
Yeah,
because we got a good fight scene with
but it produces a lot of necro swords.
and Chala. We see the rest of the crew trying to catch back up. She's telling him to run. He's like, "We are running." Like, okay, we'll run faster. So the big guy,
Call
just-
Obsidian.
Huh?
Call Obsidian.
Call Obsidian.
Mm-hmm.
That's who the big guy is.
Yep.
Okay, I figured you would know. I didn't know.
That one's Call Obsidian. I couldn't remember Corvus Glaive, but that's Call Obsidian. Yeah.
And so Thanos does a good thing here.
Yep.
Sends the rest of the crew on. He goes into, kick a lot of ass. Wipes out the little foot soldier guys, and then here comes your guy, called Obsidian, with a big kind of like mech hammer thing. Like it's pretty cool looking.
I think it's this hammer from the movies.
It is.
I think so.
And then was that Proxima that came in and whacked him in
Proxima
the back of the
Midnight.
leg? Yeah. And we go back to the brooding collector with his magnificent headpiece.
Oh, he has such taste.
Such good taste. And then we have Yondu come to save the day, knocks Hair's, crown thingy off his head and it just shatters.
Yeah,
That
I
is
think you're
really-
right then.
That's a really fragile headpiece. Like all it did, it fell like what, 6 feet tops?
Or I don't know how tall. I think he's gigantic, and he might be 8 to 10 feet.
He's not that much taller than T'Challa was, though, was he?
He was pretty tall.
But still, it's a
Yeah, I know what
it's a
you're saying.
magical crown.
I'm not arguing with that. I'm just arguing that the collector was big.
Oh, okay. It shouldn't have broke. Okay, then we cut back to Thanos getting his ass kicked. That also bothered me.
Me too, because he made these his children. His Black Order was his children because he basically beat him into submission.
Yeah. And they just kicked the shit out of him. Like he's still down. Now Nebula flies in to help and has the embers of Embers of Genesis, the little tube.
I think so. Yeah.
Flips the lid open and like 3 or 4 little spores fly into the mouth of the what's the big baddie again?
Obsidian Call.
Yeah. And he bursts
Call
into
Obsidian.
Is it ironic that the gardening giant was saved by seeds?
Yes. I didn't even think about that.
I didn't until just now. Is it ironic or is it poetically?
I think it's poetic
Yeah.
and ironic if you think about our universe.
Ironic.
Ironic. Ironic.
Mhm.
And
So-
then
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the collector is just working over Yondu and T'Challa at the same time.
But they come up with a plan. They said,
what was the plan called?
Sticky fingers.
Sticky fingers. Who's sticky?
How did he say it? Let me go back here. Who's the glue? He's like, you are, because you lied to me.
Fair enough. Fair point.
Enough. And so Yondu goes in, gets like up close and personal, fighting with the Collector. You see T'Challa like angling his foot rockets. And the Collector goes to like call in some more boxes of help, and realizes that Yondu has stolen his little arm piece, his little data pad. And
opens up the cell, and that's classic Panther right there.
The flying knee.
The flying knee.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
I like how
such a cool scene.
They didn't take all that away. Like he's still that, because he has that in him.
Right.
And so then they lock away the Collector. They say, there's not a corner in this galaxy beyond my grasp. He's like, oh, sure, whatever. Cool story. Later,
cool story, bro. Do you even collect, bro?
Do you even collect? Karina. There it is.
Karina, that's right. Karina, because the way he says it.
Yeah, it's like no touching, and then she opens up all the boxes. And so I wanted to look here to see if there's anything, because anytime you have a crowd of anything in a Marvel movie, like you want to try to see if there's anything like special. I didn't really catch anything that just really stood out. It's just a bunch of pissed off people that he had taken captive. And then he collected. And then she opens the crate back up, and yeah, he's about to get his ass kicked. We don't see it, but it's going to happen.
We know it's happening. The planet's being terraformed, basically. Nowhere's being terraformed, like literally. It looks like he's growing hair again. He got transplants.
It's like a
nowhere
freaking celestial chia pet.
They were talking to it.
Chia.
And I did like how Cosmo got out there. So in the comics, Cosmo was the chief of security for Nowhere. He was a Russian dog with telepathic powers in TK.
That's awesome.
In a strong, strong Russian accent.
I wish they would have kept that.
I did too. Then you see basically a heart-to-heart at the end here. They escape with Yondu and T'Challa.
Any planet, any people, there's not a place in this galaxy where you don't belong. So he's basically just telling him, like, out here, you're in your home. Is he sitting like all kind of cross-legged meditation style? Okay. Just chilling.
I didn't notice that till you pointed it out.
I didn't catch it until this time around either. They go back to Wakanda. Right? Yeah. And so what? We're still like 20-something years later.
Yep. There's Shuri.
Another cool scene getting to come back. It's just like Baba, like my son. That was a cool scene. And being reunited. He said, I know you find your way back. I'm sorry it took you so long, but let me introduce you to the family that I made along the way. So he gets to, introduce his crew, and he had this cool little moment. I like how Thanos is. They cut to the, they're eating together.
Petting Cosmo.
He's petting Cosmo, and then one of the what's the guard's name again?
I forget what that one who it is, but it's I can never pronounce how it is, but it's like the Dora Major.
Dora Major, there we go.
I'm sure I'm going to get raked over the coals for this by B-Rob, but it's Dora Major for now.
Yeah. She's like, that sounds an awful lot like genocide. It's like, no, because it's random.
You get it? Because it's your dog.
Because it's your dog. He's like, and I might add, efficient. Like how Nebula goes back to calling him Dad, so they had a good moment.
And then Khonshu, no. T'Challa and I are best friends. And I love this part over here where Sean Gunn's character is talking. What does he say? Oh, yeah. They make your face all scrambly.
They're a lot of fun. What was he talking about there?
I don't know.
Maybe some kind of space drug. I don't know. He's trying to now. They're him, T'Challa, Chaka, and Yondu are talking. He's like, "Well, how'd you find him?" And he started to like tell him what really happened.
Mhm.
Like, I was taking a job and I was sent in, and I was like, I was lost, and he found me, and just like left it at that.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. And then we
The
cut to a
next-
Dairy Queen.
You see a Dairy Queen. Isn't this the Dairy Queen at the beginning of Guardians?
I think so.
Or maybe in 2. And you see this familiar headset, orange headset, and the
And
guy
he's like-
turns around. He's
Yeah.
listening to old music.
And says, "I'm sorry, we're closed." And turns around, and you see Ego, Kurt Russell. That's such a good animated Kurt Russell too.
Yes. He says,
Such a
"Sorry,
good
we're
one."
closed." He says, "Wait, what? Peter can't spare a little time for dear old dad?" So if you remember, Peter had to be Star-Lord and the Guardians had to stop Ego from destroying Earth.
Mhm.
What if, I'm wondering if this is what destroys Earth at this point.
Ooh, could be.
I love this part. Dedicated to our friend, our inspiration, and our hero.
That one choked me up a little bit.
Me too. So I really, really, really liked this episode.
This is a really good episode.
It's so well written and the animation's great. These are on point. These aren't my favorite ones that Marvel's done, but they're just fun.
Somebody had an article out here. You go back to this. Was it BBC? Damn it. It's going to do this thing. Episode 2 could, in fact, impact Secret Invasion.
Oh, yeah. Because they announced Secret Invasion this weekend, too. So I'm pumped about that one because they're casting more people for it. Secret Invasion is big storyline in the comics that was huge when you find out that like a big chunk of Earth's population was Skrulls. They were taken over by Skrulls, even like the heroes. They were so deep undercover, they didn't even know there were Skrulls.
The Skrulls didn't know they were Skrulls?
Yeah.
Ooh.
They wiped their minds so that way if they were ever caught, they wouldn't know.
So when is Secret Invasion is happening though, right?
Yeah, well, they're going to start filming it soon.
Nice.
They're casting because I just read that one of the girls who was on maybe it's Chloe. I can't remember her name. I never really got into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but one of the main characters from there has just been cast for Secret Invasion.
So in the comic arc, Wakanda could not be infiltrated.
Never been invaded.
Mm-mm. It was in our Wakanda is proven as a place the Skrulls cannot infiltrate, while the rest of the Earth is being converted. Or okay, maybe secret space base. I'm gonna have to go back and read this article.
That's
There's
awesome.
a lot. There's a lot to it here. I'll get it to you.
Yeah. So you guys give us your thoughts on what happened here.
Mhm. This was a very good, it was a hard one to cover because it was just, there was so much.
Yeah.
Like the episode really spoke for itself. And these are going to be tough to do just because there's not a whole lot of there's no backstory really.
As you could tell by us going, hold on, I'm looking this up. Looking
Yeah,
this
I
up.
gotta look
Because,
at it. This doesn't make any sense.
like, I have no knowledge of any of this because it's new.
Mhm.
Neither does Kyle.
They're doing
So-
what, 8 or 9 episodes?
I think 9.
9. Yeah. Yeah, 9
So
episodes.
I don't know if you noticed the cover though. The one of the ones that I'm really looking forward to is the Marvel Zombies one.
I saw that because you
Like,
can see
I love
Hawkeye
the
as a
zombies.
zombie.
Yeah, did you see Cap as a zombie?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, no, like I love the zombies storylines. They're so good.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay, now I'm excited.
Yeah, it's awesome. So
Yeah, tell us what you guys think. Hop in the Discord. Link for that will be in the show description down below. We talk about a lot more stuff in the Discord. There's channels for everything. From anime to movies to TV shows to prop making to beer. We got the fantasy football going on. We need a couple more people for that. Of course, by the time this comes out, we probably have already started. but you guys can follow in on all the shit talking that will inevitably go on in the
Mostly
EGTN.
towards Kyle and I.
Yeah, because I don't watch football anymore. So,
I don't either.
but yeah, it'll be fun. You guys check it out. Join the Discord and join in the conversation.
So, with that, this has been Every Man's Guide to Nerddom. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. Wherever you guys are, have a good night, good evening, good morning, whatever time it is, and be good to each other.
See ya.
Nerd culture rise up. It could get elevated. Nerd culture rise up. It could get